He was an architect of January 6th. You think that that man is going to seat these people when Trump is out there saying now that we can only win if we cheat?
Trump's figured out the secret sauce. If you want to do America right and own the libs, just succeed.
It's bad. Jessica Tarlov just made a fatal mistake about Trump's State of the Union address, and Greg Gutfeld didn't hold back. You guys gotta check this video out.
While our president packs a punch, Trump came out swinging in his first State of the Union address of his second term, taking a blowtorch to left-wing policies and the Democrats who support them as well. Now, while touting one policy win after another, and buckle up, the whole thing ran about an hour and 48 minutes.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. This is the golden age of America. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again. They caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie.
But here was the biggest moment. President Trump sending the squad into a frenzy by simply asking the Democrats to stand for this.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal.
I never thought the day would come that we would see public officials be more concerned about illegal aliens over the American citizens. These people wouldn't even stand up, and it was hero mothers in there, you know, people that lost their actual kids. I couldn't imagine losing my daughter, but these people didn't want to stand up. They didn't stand up for that. They didn't stand up for the hockey team. They didn't stand up about anything. Trump even asked point blank, he said, do you guys care about the American citizens? If you guys care about American citizens, stand up. And they were just all acting sleepy, like they're just tired of hearing them. I mean, that just goes to show you, we need to vote these people out.
Aliens. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
And it gets worse for the Democrats. They would not even stand for this 80-20 issue.
Surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Look at them.
You know, Jesse, I wish the Democrats would have taken the Fetterman approach. Suit up, stand up when appropriate, sit and listen.
That's it.
But even if they sit, Trump still owns them. I love State of the Union Trump. I think it's better than Rally Trump, better than sit-down interview Trump, even better than GG show Trump. This guy owns this format because there's a physical division right in the middle of the chamber. So he creates a moment and then exploits the moment to get a reaction from the Democrats, and the reaction proves his point. He accentuates it so deliciously that the Democrats are baited into going where they don't want to go. And then he says, see, I told you so. You're having government officials transition children behind parents' back, and the Democrats aren't saying no. And so they fall for it because he has them there. There's no moderator. There's no media filter. It's the Trump show, and he is in total control. Kaylee, that's why they didn't go. That's why 70 played hooky, because they don't want to be a part of it, because he merchandises their faces or their yelling or their canes or whatever the hell they do. It's also a great format for the president because the Republicans are just better looking. All of the cutaways to these Democrats, it's sad. It is a sad look Our cabinet's more attractive. The Trump family's more attractive. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Also, Trump loves awards. It's become an award show now. Yeah. You get a Medal of Freedom, you get a Medal of Honor, this person got a tax refund, she got fertility drugs. It's like him hosting an award show now, which is great. And that's why it's so fun, because he's a great storyteller. This is the kind of speech that gives a president momentum. This is the speech that gives the president legs, because the distinction between him and the Democrats was so clear. And now you can see for the first time all of these wins that he can now take this momentum and then drive it home over and over and over again. Everyone's talking about the speech, the hockey, the Democrats going crazy. Their problem is if they do clap for common sense stuff, then Trump looks powerful.
The thing is that Trump already looks powerful. If Trump wanted to campaign again, he could just advertise this. They're actually helping him win another election, but they don't even realize it, because everything he's saying resonates with everybody at home that's watching videos like this. Everybody understands that. These people are just proving why Trump should be in office and why they should be sitting there. These people shouldn't even be elected, man. These people shouldn't even be in office. They always want to say, vote me in, or just impeach him and then we'll change. You guys are already in a position of power, and we already got fraudsters. We already got you guys trying to bash Trump. We already got you guys acting like kids. We already got you guys on camera acting like kids. But you want to say, put me in office and I'll change everything. You know, I'll make everything free and cheap. Someone has to pay for that, though. We're going to make everything free and cheap. No one's going to pay taxes. Come on, man.
And persuasive on television, and then their base gets angry. And if they sit there like this, when Trump's saying normal things that everybody agrees with, everybody watching at home thinks the Democrats are crazy. So that's the problem. He just makes the points so forcefully. The Democrats are just sitting ducks.
Yeah, it's catch-22 for them. Dana, the CNN Snap poll showed that at the beginning of the speech, 54% of viewers thought that we were heading in the right direction. Now, 64% by the end. So does he make that shift that then carries over into the midterms?
I mean, I don't know. I think that for a lot of people, nobody even remembers that he gave a primetime address from the Oval Office about affordability 2 months ago. It just, like, it's, he talks. Exactly. He did. And So, but for tonight, for a few days, for maybe momentum going forward, for ideas, like, there wasn't a lot of legislative ideas put forward, and that was fine. What he did do is he spotlighted people rather than policies so much. The policy, of course, sprinkled in, but that doesn't make for a good show. And what did make for a good show was, like, actually seeing the people who he generally seems to care about, keep in touch with, want to help through their grief, or want to celebrate for their accomplishments, and bookending it with our B block is going to be about the hockey team, and we're going to get there. But then at the end, you have the 100-year-old man who is getting the Medal of Honor from Medal of Freedom, excuse me.
I think it was a Congressional Medal of Honor, right?
And the First Lady is going to provide him with that. I also thought it was quite remarkable. You had this Venezuelan political prisoner who comes in, surprises his niece, and then they leave. It's like, and he says, have a good time. So, yes, it did become a little bit of a show. I don't know how long it lasts in terms of the good vibes. Because what really matters after State of the Union, I believe, is the follow-through. So the cabinet now has a lot of work to do. So he gave them a few things that were of suggestion, like on prescription drugs, for example. So can you go out and sell that? But I think the big thing that they're going to continue to talk about is the big, beautiful bill. That was the one big, huge piece of legislation that is starting to take hold now, and people will really start to see that in April, when the tax returns start to come in, and they will be bigger than they have been before. And you really can't win the midterms in February. You have to kind of assess that more in, like, April or May.
Yeah, and no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That will all be very telling. You know, one moment that will last, and I can assure you, Jessica, because Republicans will make it last, is when this statement was made, the first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Stand if you agree with this. Why didn't Democrats stand?
Well, I think to Jesse's point that they didn't want to play into the Trump show, and you're between a rock and a hard place. And I was thinking about if I was in that room, my quads would have gotten the most insane workout, because I'd be like halfway between standing and sitting.
I want you guys to sit there and listen to that one more time. They didn't want to be a part of the Trump show.
Well, I think to Jesse's point that they didn't want to play into the Trump show, and you're between a rock and a hard
So Trump is sitting there not boasting himself, but boasting you at home, boasting me, boasting the American citizens, boasting the true patriots, trying to get people to stand for Americans. But instead, she wants to sit there and say the Trump show. That just goes to show you that how far they're willing to go to control the narrative. You know, I once read somewhere that you can't fix a problem with the same mind that created it. I think we need to get rid of these Democrats. We need to kick them out of their positions of power, and we just need to do a hard reset. I'm not saying go all full on Republican, but what I'm saying is the people that have the right mind. The people that have the right mind to control something. Because this world is not divided by race or religion. It's divided by intelligence. And Jessica Tarlov is going to make that completely obvious here once you guys see this.
Hard place. And I was thinking about if I was in that room, my quads would have gotten the most insane workout because I'd be like halfway between standing and sitting. And I mean, I think the State of the Union has far less impact than it used to. I mean, these things happen, and as Dana said, then we kind of move on past them. I mean, the last State of the Union for Joe Biden mattered a lot because it was the proof of life video, right? So we had that for a little bit. But in general, it was kind of any other night, which I think is why so many Democrats felt like they had leeway to go and do something else. And Leader Jeffries said that that was fine. I think that we should institute a rule that any guest of either party, as long as it's not a totally partisan pick, you stand for them and you applaud. If it's someone who served the country, if it's someone who something terrible happened to them or their family, no matter what the president has said about them, like there was no reason that President Trump had to lie about who killed that poor Ukrainian refugee on the North Carolina train, said that she was killed by someone who's here illegally. She was killed by an American citizen who's from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's unnecessary, but that family deserves applause, no matter what's going on. And I think that we should institute that. In terms of Jesse's analysis of the evening, there are a lot of people who did not feel the same way. The Navigator Research was doing dials throughout the whole thing. President Trump went out there, went through his greatest hits, and did not do what his advisors had hoped that he would do, which is to say, I feel your pain. This is a work in process. We've had some wins, but there's more to do. So they showed that the dials went down when Trump mentioned the golden age, that prices are down, America is winning, tariffs, which are just a big illegal tax on American consumers. CNN did their poll of the State of the Union viewers, which you mentioned going up 10%. That was tilted plus 13 Republican, but they only 38% had a very positive reaction to it. That's less than Trump got in his 2018 State of the Union, 41% for Biden in 2022, 48% for Obama in 2020 and 2010, then 48% for Trump in 2018. Lots of lies, about the amount of investment and what the costs are doing, more Americans working today, et cetera. But the most important thing that he said, and Democrats are laser focused on this, is that he said Democrats cheat. The cheating is rampant in our elections. Their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. That is laying the groundwork for subverting a free and fair election. He's already said, I'm sending ICE to the polls. They're going to have poll watchers. There are teams of lawyers.
I thought there wasn't going to be an election. That's what Gavin Newsom said.
It doesn't, Jesse, it just doesn't matter. It will be a January 6th redux if it's close.
It doesn't matter.
I hate hearing
her.
her.
Have the midterms.
Democratic, right, but if it is close, if it is not the 30 seats that some people think it is possible, if it's just a few seats, Mike Johnson held Congresswoman Grijalva out of her seat for 2 months. Right. He was an architect of January 6th. You think that that man is going to seat these people when Trump is out there saying now that we can only win if we cheat? It's
why we need voter ID.
And I think you're taking him out of context.
No, I'm not. It was talking about the SAVE Act.
Greg, I want to get to you, but he was about passing the Save America Act. He was laying the groundwork for that. Greg.
Yeah, I was just checking on something. I don't know if Trump lied about the killer of Irina. I'm not sure about that, but at least we know that he knew her name. I can't remember what?
Everyone was upset about that. That was not.
I'm talking about Lakeland Riley. Remember what did he call her? Lakeland? Lincoln Riley. Yeah. The only reason why you guys know about these victims is because we have to throw it in your face. And you notice it when he makes a mistake. Oh, my God, he lied about the heinous killer. Who's the villain here? I have to give credit where credit's due. At least these Democrats, showed up. There were 70, like Jesse said, that were missing. I don't know where they were, at a Red Roof Inn playing, quarters with Kamala, but they work for us.
Yeah.
That's their job. Like, what else do you do? You know,
Yeah.
oh, they have other things. You know, they see enough of Trump. BS, man. That would be like me skipping the 5 because I found out Shannon Bream is in for Dana. You know, it's like, just because I don't get along with somebody doesn't mean I just like skip. Oh, I'm not going to do the show because of. No, I get paid to be here. That's actually. The fact that they think they can do that shows you how little respect they have for the American people. It was almost 2 hours long, this thing. I felt like Trump is like a maitre d' at a restaurant who is so proud of the specials that he's going to go through them no matter whether you like. I got the veal scallopini. I got the lobster thermidor. I got the quail surf and turf. If you need to lose some weight, we got the Cobb salad. In Ilhan, we have some goat on the menu. He's just proud of everything. And this is the consequence of having so many successes. It's easier just to have 1 or 2, or in Biden's case, have none and just lie. But he's had a mind-numbing amount, whether it's the crime, the border, economy, foreign policy. It's incredible. The equation for me is simple. The angrier and more sullen the Dems are, the more effective and successful Trump's policies are. It's almost like watching that carnival game where you take a large mallet and you hit the lever and it rings a bell. It's like anything Trump says, his success is measured by this explosion of envy and resentment that you see on the other side. That every instance, Dems become like the villain in the climax of a movie where the hero saves the town and gets the girl. The evil conspirator is glaring from a police car window. Sometimes at the end, he'll smile and go, you know what? Maybe he is right after all.
Yeah.
But they never will. Trump's figured out the secret sauce. If you want to do America right and own the libs, just succeed. Because the Dems hate your success and will reveal their dark hearts by not applauding the good things you do. So you help the country, you own the libs. It's like a win-win.
And that's not only with politics. You know, you do that in real life, people are going to show their true colors. And Greg hit the nail right on the head. If you choose when and how and whenever you want to show up, you're not going to do anything, because if you apply that to jobs, oh, I don't like my boss, so I'm not going to show up. You shouldn't get paid. Those people shouldn't get paid, and we have to do something about that. And another thing, voter ID should 100% be required. Same as proving your citizenship. Come on. Jessica Tarlov hates America, but she loves ignorance. And to prove so, if she cared about America, she would educate herself more, and it would show. I don't like how she got to speak for so long saying nothing. This podcast is the same crying every time. Please, guys, let me know what you think about this pretty quick video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.